Good morning. It's a little past 10 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is a regular Commissioners Court meeting, County of Starr, Monday, March the 9th. I'd like the record to show that we do have quorum, everyone being present, and I'd like to thank everyone and welcome everyone to your meeting. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and swear in. We're going to skip to item 16, which is the swearing in of our new JP for precinct 8.
You need a motion for that to appoint?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move that we appoint Luis Garcia as Justice of the Peace, Prison Rate.
I second the motion, Your Honor.
Moved and seconded to appoint Mr. Garcia for Justice of the Peace Precinct 8. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So I guess we'll go ahead and swear in the new Justice of the Peace. Just give me a minute so I can get my robe on, and I'll be right back. And then after that, we'll have the Girl Scout line item proclamation, and then we'll move outside for a photo with the Girl Scouts. So just give me 1 second. Okay, you want to raise your right hand, you're going to repeat after me. I,
I,
Luis Alonso Garcia Jr.,
Luis Alonso Garcia Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
execute the duties
execute the duties
of the office of
of the office of
Starr County Justice of the Peace, Precinct 8
Starr County Justice of the Peace Precinct
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the United States,
of the United States.
so help me God.
So,
Congratulations, Judge.
primero que nada, estoy bien agradecido con toda la comunidad. Quiero darle gracias a Dios por brindarme salud, brindarme vida durante esta campaña. No fue algo fácil para mí porque me levanto a las 5 de la mañana para entrar a las 6:30 al trabajo y salir a las 5, ¿verdad? Y con el time change para las 6:30, 7, a lo mejor ya estaba oscuro. Eso no quería andar molestando gente en las tardes. Gracias a mi papá, a mi mamá, a mi esposa, a mi tío, a todos los que nos ayudaron al equipo. Si no hubiera sido por ellos, no hubiéramos salido adelante. Ellos anduvieron poniendo signs, ellos anduvieron pues, haciendo todo también, porque pues primero era el trabajo y luego esto, ¿verdad? Pero como les dije, puedo ser lo más justo y lo más transparente que pueda, y es una promesa que le hice a la comunidad y la voy a sostener. Muchas gracias. Ahí viene, ahí viene.
Yeah, I also want to congratulate Kiko Perez for his re-election, and really all the people that got elected, Bocha, Ana Gloria, I don't remember all of them, but congratulations to all of you.
Okay, everybody look at me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now come on.
Ya.
Again, congratulations.
Pues, ahí está.
Over there in the road.
We'll get you. What next? Sure. if court so desires, I'll go ahead and move to item number 8. And this is an action item to approve a proclamation of the importance of all Girl Scout space offered by Girl Scouts. I don't know if y'all have a spokesperson for the Girl Scouts? I'm sorry. Yeah. Does someone want to give us a little? Yes, go ahead, man.
I'm a little thrown off here today, sorry. I am Christy Rodriguez. I am Troop Engagement Specialist with the Girl Scouts of Greater South Texas. Girl Scout Week is always been August 8th through the 14th. So yesterday was Girl Scout Sunday, so we saw a lot of pictures from a lot of your Girl Scouts that are here that went to church and were in their uniforms and stuff like that. So this week, this is the first time for Rio Grande, and we do appreciate you having them proclamated here in your city. It's the first time for them, so we're very excited. Girl Scouts goes from all the way from kindergarten all the way to high school. We build a sisterhood, and we just make sure that the girls are learning the Girl Scout law, the Girl Scout promise, and we'll teach them so many life skills throughout their time with Girl Scouts and help them with school, help them with their careers and everything like that. So we do appreciate you taking your time today for us.
Well, thank you very much, ma'am. And really, on the contrary, we want to thank you and the Girl Scouts organization, and of course, the parents of these young ladies that take time to make sure that they are at their meetings and they do the things they need to do. I was a Boy Scout. I'm an Eagle Scout, so I know all the work and dedication that goes into scouting. I also want to state that Sunday, I was watching one of the news, I don't know which one, but they mentioned about the importance of Girl Scouts in America, and they gave statistics about federal, or I guess congresswomen, representatives, doctors, and the high percentage of girls in leadership positions have been Girl Scouts. So it speaks really very high for the Girl Scouts organization, and we certainly commend you for that. And we thank you for working with our youth. So congratulations to the young ladies.
And I want to thank all the troop leaders that are here and all the parents. Without them, we would not have Girl Scouts, because every time we go into a school, we have lots of girls that want to do Girl Scouts, but we have to have that volunteer. So again, we do appreciate all these volunteers here today.
I have a motion and a second to approve the proclamation. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, it says a proclamation on the importance of Girl Scout space offered by Girl Scouts. Whereas the year 2020 marks the 108th anniversary of the Girl Scouts of the USA, the largest and most successful leadership program for girls in the world, and whereas Girl Scouts unleashed the GIRL, go-getter, innovator, risk-taker, leader in every girl, preparing her for a lifetime of leadership, and whereas Girl Scouts combine time-tested, research-backed methods with exciting modern programming that speaks to today's girls and is designed to cater to the strengths of the girls' leadership development, and whereas Girl Scouts offer girls 21st century /ACE programming in science, technology, engineering, and math, the STEM program, the outdoors, and entrepreneurship, and beyond, helping girls develop invaluable life skills and take the early lead, and often, and whereas as the world premier leadership development organization for girls, Girl Scouts welcome girls of all backgrounds and interests who want to develop the courage, confidence, and character to make the world a better place. And whereas research shows that girls learn best in an all-girl, girl-led environment in which their specific needs are addressed and met, and whereas the Girl Scouts Gold Award the highest and most prestigious award in Girl Scouting, calls on Girl Scouts in grades 9 through 12 to take on projects that have a measurable and sustainable impact on a community by first assessing a need, designing a solution, completing the project, and inspiring others to sustain it. And whereas with more than 100 years of experience, Girl Scouts bring a wealth of knowledge to programs that deliver girls cornerstone experiences with benefits that last a lifetime. And whereas today more than 50 million women are Girl Scouts alumni and 2.6 million girls and adults are current members. Now, therefore, I, Eloy Vera, by virtue of the authority vested in me as County Judge of Starr County, do hereby applaud the Girl Scouts movement and Girl Scout Greater South Texas for providing girls with a safe, inclusive, all-girls space where they can hone their skills and develop leadership abilities. And I declare the week of March 8th through the 14th, 2020, to be Girl Scouts Week. Congratulations.
Just a little token of appreciation, Your Honor, Judge, Commissioners from Troop 3065, there are 5 little cookies so y'all can share. Thank you very
I have
much
first
for
bit.
taking the time. Here they are. Enjoy.
Thank
And
you.
thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we're back. Any public comments? Any public comments? No public comments? Okay, next item is approval of minutes.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve the minutes as presented. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is claims. Mr. Pettis?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I believe you've got a copy of the claims. Those claims have been reviewed. We recommend that they be
Move to approve.
Second motion.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Monday?
Vendor list, no.
Ms. Guerra, Commissioner Garza needs a copy of the claim. Do you have an extra copy?
No, you didn't have it.
Check my,
Y para poder
my
arreglar todo
computer,
la-
lo estaban haciendo.
Right.
Okay, now we'll go on with our reports. Or is there anyone that needs to come before the court at this time? If not, we'll follow our agenda. Gas Department, Mr. Alvarez.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My report is in your package. I really don't have much to add to it. I've been out, when I wrote the report, I'd been out 2 weeks, and I had just gotten back, so I need a lot of catching up to do. And if I may be excused, I've got to go to work. I've got an emergency right now.
Any questions, comments?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarez. The transfer station?
Your Honor and Commissioners, the report is before you. February was pretty fair, and it was better than last month. If there's any questions, the report, like I said, is before you.
When is the next time that we have funding to purchase equipment from the COG?
We just had a meeting on that, Your Honor, and we're supposed to have our next funding, I believe, by August from the COG.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we're supposed to have the money available by August?
By August, they'll let us know exactly how much money.
When
And
do we submit the request for whatever we need?
then,
In August?
yes. We're supposed to have another meeting with the COG this month, and that's when they'll be able to tell us an exact date.
Okay.
But and they say, in August, you get, you'll know how much you're gonna get, but then you have to apply for what you want.
Yes,
So-
I think the application, there's a deadline sometime in August, but of course, TCEQ has the last word. They're the ones who let us know when.
Well, actually.
And
the
this
funding-
year, I do know that the funding is very little,
but it won't
and
be
it's divided
effective
among,
until-
all the entities.
Until about December, somewhere up there.
Pardon me?
Until December, we don't know how much money. is
No,
gonna be.
by August.
Oh, by August.
Yes.
Okay.
But like I said, this year, the monies are going to be very limited.
And
You know, any
more or
other-
less, give or take,
Maybe like $3,000 or $4,000 each.
$3,000-4,000.
It's going to be very little. That's just an approximate number that they came up
Yeah,
with.
they always say that, and then at the end, they find it.
I hope so. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Tax assessor, Ms. Salinas.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. My report is in front of you. This is my report for February the 2020. The total countywide collections for February the 2020 were $2,763,415 with 46 cents. In February of 2019, there were $3,787,201 with 90 cents. Year to date, there was a total collection of $464,533 with 80 cents, more than last year. Our total current collections for Starr County entities were $1,557,097.82. On February the 19th, they were $2,092,477 with 12 cents. Year to date, there was a total collection of $417,952 with 93 cents, more than last year. Our total delinquent collections for February of 2020, just for Starr County, were $200,147 with 22 cents. The total delinquent collections for February of 2019 were $85,728 with 81 cents. Year to date, we have a total delinquent collection of $73,879 with 98 cents, more than last year. As of February the 29th, the tax office has collected 89% of the projected current collections. Projected collections remaining are $1,420,133 with 62 cents. Also, the tax office has collected 39% of the projected delinquent collections. Projected delinquent collections remaining are $1,573,712 with 83 cents. Do you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. We have collected 89% of the projected collection. That's of the 100% evaluation, or what the judge projected in the budget?
What the judge projected in the budget. Yes, sir.
What the judge projected, how much was he projected?
Well, I don't have right here. It's out of 14,406,834. That's 86% of the projected budget. What he budgeted.
86 of the
Yes,
total 100%
on the
evaluation.
very first page on this one, underneath, you have the projections and the totals and the percentage collected.
Judge, how did you base your budget on what percentage?
86%.
86%, I think is what it was.
If she's correct, we have collected 3% over than.
No, what that number is that it's 89%
Of
of
the
the 86
86%.
that
Of the 86 you projected.
to get to 89, we need to collect another 1.4 million. Which,
So that's a remaining
which we should collect,
collection.
and we should collect a little more, because normally, I was trying to be conservative on the 86, it's usually around 87, 88.
Right.
So we should have, at the
Well,
end, a little
so-
more collection than projected.
She's collected 89% of your projection.
No. Yes, I'm sorry.
You're right. 89 of the
That's what I
86% that the judge projected.
Okay. You have any other questions?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
County Clerk, Mr. Gonzalez.
Morning, Judge Commissioners.
Good morning.
My report's right should be in front of you. I'm just going to focus on a couple of them. Records management for the month of February for this year was 480 new filings for a total of 5416. Our copies, 136 new copies for 2,084.80. Our records archive for 367 new filings for a total of 5142. And then county clerk, 673 new filings for a total of 15,727.80. The total due with all the rest to the treasurers was 30,757.80. Now, I did compare it to last year's, from February 1st to February 28th of last year, and I did notice that we've probably had a little bit less than 100 new filings this year, but the same amount of money. Because we brought up the fees and stuff, and now we're getting the amount allowable by the state, we're still the same. So we haven't lost any money. Matter of fact, we're probably going to be gaining as the months do go by. I'd like to also inform the court and the public that effective today and immediately, our offices will be open during lunch. They will no longer be closed during lunch to allow the community and allow our constituents that can only go during lunch to get a birth certificate. Now with the state mandating new birth certificates for getting their license and stuff, I've got several calls over the last couple of months that, why weren't we open during lunch? It'd been like that the last 10 years. When I came in, I kind of followed through that, but, it's always room for improvement and to change. So effective immediately today, we will be open every day during lunch at both offices.
That's good.
Yeah.
Se la pasan comiendo todo el día.
Any questions?
I commend you for that, Bert, because I do get complaints about some of the offices being closed at noon. But,
Yeah. No,
So-
we went ahead and made some adjustments
That's
with our
good.
staff, and we've implemented that starting today, so we'll be open from here on out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Qué por todo.
Sheriff's Department,
Morning, Your Honor, Commissioners. The projected revenues for the month of February 2020. The projected collections for the City of Rio Grande, $360. Roma Police Department, $870. AUSA Solutions, $1,500. Medical transport from the Marshal, $7,408. No, that's the transportation. Medical transport, $1,173. Marshal Services, $147,000 with $70. Hidalgo County Sheriff's, $106,140, for a total projection of $264,521. The count for March the 2nd, federal inmates was at 87. Hidalgo was at 56. Starr County inmates at 82, for a total head count of 225. The monthly average for February was 92 federals and 61 Hidalgo. The revenue difference between February 2019 to February 2020 is an additional $30,777. This is an increase from this same time last year. Total increase year to date, $173,674, and total year to date collection projected $1,390,000 with $40. We're at 46%, 46.78% collected so far for the projected revenues for this year.
And we're only, how many months of the year?
That's 5.
5?
any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Luis.
Thank you.
International Bridge,
Good morning.
good morning.
This is the report for February 2020. The total revenue is $195,250, and we show a decrease of $4,901 for the month of February 2020 compared to the month of February 2019. We also show a decrease of $3,918.50 on the collections for the month of February 2020 compared to the month of January 2020, and we have other collections of $133.66, And the grand total collections for the month of February is $195,334.16. Do you have any questions?
Any questions?
No, sir, no.
I just have a comment. I was over at the bridge this last week. The port director invited City of Roma and myself to go over, and I was very pleasantly surprised that we are now importing a lot more produce than we ever have. Apparently, there's an influx of that, and the port director is working, Mr. Andy Guerra, to get more companies produce,
Yes.
yeah, to come through our port. The problem is that the traders that come across from Mexico don't go back. They go back through Hidalgo County. So I asked him why that was happening, and he says that the reason is they come across through us. They hit most of the produce is going to the East Coast, and then on their way back they cut across through Hidalgo, Dana, somewhere in that area, and they go to some location over there to pick up containers or whatever, and then they come back to Miguel Alemán and cross over here. And I asked him, what can we do to get those trucks to go back through our port? And he says, really, Mexico has to build a patio, like a storage or staging area for those containers. That way they can come across here, load it back up, and go right back. So I think that's one of the things we need to be telling Mexico. They're always asking for things for us to do.
Mm-hmm.
They need to help us with that.
Right.
Because we also we're partners with them. So, but it's very encouraging as all the produce that is now coming through our port. So that's good news.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Treasurer, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. You have my report for the month of February 2020 in front of you. If you could please just follow along with me. We have the ending balance for the general fund at $4,813,936 with 56 cents. In 2019, it was at $4,485,027 for a positive difference of $813,451 with 29 cents. The road and bridge, the ending balance is at $1,370,658 with 81 cents. In 2019, it was at $942,535 with 4 cents for a positive difference of $428,123 with 77 cents. For the enterprise funds, the ending balance is at $796,063 with 88 cents. At this time last year, it was at $754,814 with 22 cents for a difference of $41,249 with 60 cents more so than last year. For the drainage district, the ending balance is at $1,202,851 with 16 cents. In 2019, it was at $874,939 with 79 cents for a positive difference of $327,911 with 37 cents, which brings the grand total ending balance to $8,183,510 with 41 cents. In 2019, it was at $6,572,774 with 32 cents. For a positive difference of $1,610,736 with 9 cents more so than last year. Okay, are there any questions, please?
Any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. County Auditor, Mr. Perez.
Once again, good morning, Judge, Commissioners. We've got our auditor's report for the month of February, year 2020, which is the 5th month of the fiscal year. In my report on page 1, we reflect the reconciled balances of the general fund at $4,658,644.10, road and bridge fund $1,272,068.92, and the payroll clearing fund $806,132 with 84 cents. Part 2 reflects the expenditure report for the general fund as of February 29, 2020, as a percent of the year elapsed. As of February 29, 2020, 152 days have elapsed, or 41.53%. In summary, the general fund amount expended year-to-date is $7,397,353, or 39.05%, slightly below the 41.53%. A breakdown of several departments are reflected in the bottom of page 1 and continued through page 2. The departments exceeding the 41.53% reflect the percentage expended in bold. On page 3,
I'm sorry, Mr. Pettis. The percentages in bold are what now?
should be above the 41.53%.
Some are not.
No,
The countywide fund?
I may have overlooked.
Okay.
They may be from the last report,
Okay.
still highlighted. On page 3, part 3 reflects the expenditure report for the Road and Bridge Fund as of February 29, 2020. In summary, the Road and Bridge Fund amount expended year-to-date is $2,072,613, or 33.38%, falling below the 41.53 elapsed for the year. Below that, you can see a breakdown of the numbers of some of the departments within the Road and Bridge Consolidated Fund. The remainder of page 3 continued through page 4. We have the year-to-date summary of the revenue reports for the General Fund and the Road and Bridge Fund. The year-to-date revenues collected are $10,240,109, or 54.05%, and $3,772,509, or 60.76%, respectively. Page 5 reflects the summary of revenues and expenses for the enterprise funds as of February 29, 2020. The International Bridge reflects revenues of $1,022,505, with expenditures of $1,170,873, or a deficit of $148,368. The gas operating system reflects year-to-date revenues of $465,327, with expenditures of $330,307, an excess of $135,020. And finally, the solid waste transfer station reflects year-to-date revenues of $512,555, with expenditures of $516,040, or a deficit of $3,485. Lastly, page 6 reflects a summary of the debt owed as of February 29, 2020. The total current balance as of February 29 is $1,509,168. Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perez. Moving on, the next item is to approve the new vendors list. Mr. Perez?
Yes, sir. I believe you got that list in front of you. I believe it was like 4 vendors, 5 vendors. We reviewed those and we recommended.
Move to approve. Second motion.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9 is an action item. This is to approve a resolution in support of Operation Linebacker for grant number 2994706.
I move that we approve the resolution.
Second, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10 is an action item. This is to approve a resolution on the submission of the grant application for the Border Interdiction Unit Grant.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion.
Does it belong to the sheriff department, the budget?
I don't know. It does,
Yes,
okay. Okay, all in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11 is to approve a resolution for the Local Border Security Program Grant 2993106.
Same for the sheriff department, am I correct?
Shall we?
Este no.
I don't think so. I think that might be through the DA's office.
Okay.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second motion.
Moved in second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 12 is to approve resolution for grant application for the 229th District Tri-County Violent Crime Grant, 22-8-19-12.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second motion.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 13 is an action item. And this is to approve a resolution for grant application for the Crime Victim Unit Grant 190-3412.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 14 is to approve a resolution for grant application for Project Safe Neighborhood Program, Grant 408-3601.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before item 15, I'd like to ask the court if it's okay for a motion to go into executive session so that we can go ahead and take care of the executive session items and discuss this particular one. Is there a motion to that?
Motion to go into executive session, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So it's 11:47 and we're back in open session. I guess we'll go back to item 15, and this is to take action on the record fees that are applied by the county. Let me just explain a little bit on this record fees. About 10 years ago, we passed an instrument that kind of outlined what the records were required to do and the fees that they were allowed to charge. And at that time, the court saw fit that they would charge $225 or no more than $225, and that was to include the tow vehicle. It included pretty much everything, to include all equipment services associated with basic towing services, including but not limited to hookup, winching, loading, towing, debris cleanup, wait time, and rollover. So that was a total amount. That way, whoever got called, and this is for non-consent. Someone gets pulled over for DWI, law enforcement calls a record service, that's how much they would charge. Consent, that's totally different. I need a record at my house, then I negotiate with them, a fee. But that was what was passed, and again, this was 10 years ago. So,
Your Honor, I move that we raise the fees from $225 to $325, and that's it right there.
Hold on, because we have charges for truck towing charge, and then we have maximum allowed by heavy duty tow truck. Are we gonna increase for both by $100, or we only increase for the 225 to go up to 325?
Heavy duty or the 18 wheelers?
Sí, son los heavy duty, los 18 wheelers. And they are at what, Your Honor?
they're at $450.
450?
Yeah.
I believe we should be fair with them too, because the cost of diesel is way higher than it was 10 years ago.
Okay. Really, it's the basic towing, medium duty towing, and I guess some trocas más grandecitos. And then the heavy duty is your 18 wheelers and buses and stuff like that.
Raise the
And
towing fees to $100 on each one of them.
raise $100 on each. That'd be your motion.
Yes, sir.
So it would go from 225 to 325, from
Right.
350 to 450, and from 450 to 550.
Yes, sir, that's my motion.
Your Honor, and on that respect, I just want to clarify, Your Honor, because this is why I brought this thing, that all record services have to pay their fee. If not, that they will be removed immediately from the rotation, as we've heard. There's several people that have not been paying their fee and still on the rotation.
Yes. Yes, that, we need to make sure that does happen. If they don't pay by the designated date, that they're automatically taken off the rotation until they make arrangements to pay. So I guess I have a motion.
Second the motion.
Second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 17.
16.
No, 17.
16, we already did that.
Actually,
18 is to implement fees on all requested copies for elections department. You wanna go ahead?
17.
Item 17, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alexis.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Yes, the Elections Department would like to request if we could implement a fee for all requested items that are being requested to the office.
Okay. Do you have a recommended fee or?
We were thinking to do $1 per copy and $15 per CD.
Okay, $1 for copy.
You get a lot of requests?
Yes, sir.
A dollar for copy and what else?
$15 for CD.
Oh, okay.
You don't post those things on the internet?
Like for lo que nomás nos piden are like the registered list of voters.
Okay.
So those go up to 1,000 pages.
I got it wrong. I thought you were talking about the results.
Oh no, those are posted. Yeah, no, I'm talking about like list reports.
I got it wrong.
Well, really, it'd be anything that they request.
Yeah.
That would be the fee, you know, whether it's, a lot of times they want a detailed print.
A detailed print of
that
results,
also
and
needs to
those
be-
we will have to
yeah.
add a charge.
So you recommend it?
$1 per copy and $15 per CD.
Motion to pass.
Second motion.
Second, Your Honor.
One discussion, if I may.
Sure.
On this line item, it says, election department and all funds to be directed to the election expense line item. That should be to a revenue item. And
Not an expense,
Right.
that's correct.
Okay, yeah, that'd be,
Correction on
guess-
the line item?
I'll make a correction with the correction of the line item.
okay, I guess what you're saying, or what you're asking, is that the monies that are generated from these copies, that they go back into the election department.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you all buy the paper from your budget, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, okay. However, the copier, I pay for it.
it would still show that as a revenue. and then
Right.
You can make the budget correction in order to increase the expense.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I guess as long as the motion is to approve what's recommended with the corrected line item from expense to revenue, if that's the motion and the second is okay with that, then we're okay. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dixie. The next three are donations to the Food Pantry Precinct 4.
Precinct 2.
I'm sorry,
Precinct 2 and
Precinct 2 and 4.
Precinct 2 and 4, yeah, Council Precinct 2.
Of course. No, ya está largo, hombre.
¿Cómo está ese pedo? Nomás esto agarran de
Is there a motion to
Motion to
approve?
approve, Your Honor, 18, 19, and 20.
Second.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Make extortion, I know.
Item 21 is an action item, and it's the authorizing Starr County Communities Supervision Department to implement the bond condition supervisory program. Mr. Canales.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. What I'm here today to ask for your approval is we are looking to begin a program which JPs are already authorized and required to actually supervise and implement certain conditions of conditions of release on bond. In other words, the state law is at the moment that if you have a conviction for a first DWI and you are charged with a second DWI, a justice of the peace, a municipal court judge, 229, 381st County Court of Law, whoever magistrates the individual, is required to order that individual to have a breath device assigned to him. Required to. No discretion. There is a provision that allows the court to make a finding and sign an order to that effect that it is not in the interest of the community to put that sober link device or that interlock on that vehicle for that defendant. But it is mandatory that it should happen. Now, that's all great and well, but who is the one that will be monitoring whether that person puts it on their car, whether that person tests positive while they're driving that car, or that uses alcohol when they're out on bond waiting their charge? Well, that would fall on the JP staff and the JP themselves. At this moment, JPs are very limited in their budget and their staff. They are overwhelmed. We understand that. And so, at the direction of Judge Garza in the 381st, Judge Garza in the 229th, and Judge Rodriguez in the County Court of Law, we've put together a program, and I've met with all the justices of the peace. I will meet with our newly sworn-in JP, and all the magistrates, the judges, the municipal court judges from Rio Grande City, from La Grulla, from Escobares, and from Roma. I've met with all of them so that everybody can be on board with this program. Basically what the program is that certain offenses will have a mandatory requirement of certain conditions. Some of them have to do with the interlock device. Some of them have to do with the sober link. Some of them have to do with curfew. Some of them have to do with home arrest. Depending on the offense, depending on what the magistrate that bonds a person, or rather sets bond for that person. So now you will not have a person all the time. There will be certain conditions for that person to get bond. So if I get arrested for a second DWI, a JP will come in and the program will have him order a SoberLink device. The people that will be in charge of making sure that he gets that SoberLink device will be individuals from the probation department to ensure that he gets that device. After he gets that device, they will monitor him until his case is disposed, until the judge, be it Judge Ramirez, Rodriguez, be it Judge Garza, either one of the two, determine that the device is no longer necessary for him to continue coming to court. They will be in charge of that. Now, what this program, the idea and the goal is to be self-sufficient. In other words, the individuals who will be paying for the program are those individuals that will be supervised and monitored. The goal is not to take any money from the county whatsoever, at all. That is the goal. And that is what the goal of it is, and to end up that way. And there is no reason that it should not be that way.
How are the devices going to be paid for?
The individual themselves, Commissioner. Just the same way that they do currently when they're placed on probation, it should be the same thing. Just another facet that we are doing to ensure, because we have individuals that have been classified as indigent in the past that may not actually be indigent. We have been meeting at the behest of Judge Vera, Judge Garzas, and Judge Rodriguez. We are implementing a credit check to ensure the individuals are actually, in fact, indigent. Because as we all know, just because you say you don't have a job, just because you say that you live with 4 people, doesn't mean that you're not waiting for a job to go to the pipelines in a month. Doesn't mean that you're living with 3 roommates. It doesn't mean that you're paying for 3 cell phones and an F-250. We have a lot of individuals that's happened to, and they've been given court-appointed lawyers. And so we're looking to recoup these monies and make sure that the people that actually are indigent, the people that really don't have the money, get taken care of. And the people that do have the money pay their fair share and not take advantage of the county and these individuals that actually need the monies. This has been implemented in Jim Wells County and Brooks County to great effect. They now have 2 officers that are working there doing it, and it's been going on for quite some time now. I believe maybe like 6 to 10 years, I believe that they've been doing it. This will also help us prepare, because there's currently some litigation happening that's heading to the Supreme Court, that we need to make sure that we can get all the people that we can out of jail that don't need to be in jail. And we're currently working really strenuously at that. We've made great strides over the last couple of years, and we're continuing to do that. This will help us take care of that issue as well. So what we're asking for is to have the court authorize the Community Supervision Department to do that. Again, like I said, it should be at no cost to the Commissioner's Court, to the county. We're not asking that you all approve any budget or anything like that.
Mr. Canales,
Yes, sir.
you stated that you want to make sure that the people that don't have money get that kind of service. How is that going to be paid?
The what?
Let's say a person doesn't have the ability to get that device.
Okay, the vendors that we work with at the moment, based on how many we use, if we use, let's say we use 100 in a year, we get 10% of that at no cost. And so that's where those people that are indigent that qualify for that would fall under that no cost. It will not be paid for by the county.
Okay, so actually the ones that are going to pay for that, the ones that have the resources.
Correct.
And then out of that same money, you're going to pay the ones that don't have the resources.
Essentially.
I met with Mr. Canales and Mr. Garza, and I think it's a good program. It'll certainly help us, as Mr. Canales mentioned, in the case that's before the Supreme Court right now, and it is going to happen. It is going to happen that we have a way for indigent to be let out if they deserve to be let out. It doesn't mean that now everyone has a carte blanche to get out. It's not that. It's just if you qualify to get out, you can get out, whether you have the money or not.
Another thing, Commissioners, I just want to give you a perspective of this. Individuals that have a .15 or above, even on a first time, certainly on a second time, it is mandatory once they're placed on probation or if they're incarcerated. One of those conditions of probation is that they have a SoberLink device. If I get arrested, if I was arrested January 1st of the year 2019, the case will not come before Judge Rodriguez for another 6 to 9 months. And by the time the person pleads out, we're almost a year to a year and a half into their time. The person, oftentimes, what I have found in my experience is that they oftentimes go through a tough time in their life. A loved one dies, they lose a job, they're going through a divorce, something happens in their life. They turn to drugs, they turn to alcohol, they're stopped for a DWI, and then they're stopped the second time. And so we don't get them until a year later when they've straightened their lives out, and basically we have to order an interlock at that point. Not again, but we have to order an interlock. This way, we will be catching the individual when they're going through the problem so that they don't get on our highways, so that they don't turn to alcohol and get on our streets and possibly kill somebody else and make things worse for themselves and others. They will get credit for having that interlock device if they, in fact, do plea out later on down the road.
So let's say I get arrested on my first offense. You automatically will go implement the
No.
device.
No, sir. Not on your
The
first.
second.
It is on your second conviction.
No,
After the first conviction. And on top of other incidents, such as if you've been convicted of intoxicated manslaughter, that will be mandatory that you receive a interlock device. Yes,
And we got a problem. There's no doubt.
that is correct. I think whenever we have individuals that are getting stopped for a DWI in a county which has over 72 DPS troopers, and they still insist on driving while intoxicated, I agree with you, Commissioner. There is an issue.
We can see how many people have gotten killed
Your Honor, I move that we
in alcohol
authorize
related.
the Starr County Community Supervision Department to implement non-condition supervision program.
I second, Your Honor.
I have a motion, a second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much, Commissioner.
Thank
Judge.
you. Items 22 through 26 are budget amendments. Mr. Pettis.
Motion to approve, Your Honor. Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 27 is a budget correction. Mr. Pettis.
I mean, motion to approve, Your Honor. Second.
Moved and second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The executive session, we discussed order of salaries. Is there a motion to approve order of salaries as presented?
Motion to approve. Second, Your Honor.
Moved and second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And the ASO billing claim, that was informational only, so no action needed. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Your Honor.
Moved and second. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Vamos a comer allá, Luis.